I want to begin tonight with that brand new information on breaking news we've been following for you all day long. This after investigators recovered the bodies of an elderly couple from a shallow grave.
Yeah, police releasing the identity of the couple killed and new information on the suspects. 4029's Megan Kee live in Crawford County for us tonight with the latest. Megan?
Well, we've just learned that one of the suspects arrested was using a fake name. The Crawford County Sheriff says that through fingerprints, they were able to confirm that Myrna Khan is actually Kimberly Younger. Rusty Frazier and Michael Fowler are also behind bars tonight. And we also know the names of the victims, the couple that was found buried in the Ozark National Forest, Alfred and Pauline Carpenter, an elderly couple from Wichita, Kansas. And police believe that the Carpenters knew their alleged attackers. They say they all worked for a traveling carnival in Barton County, Kansas. Investigators began working this case just after midnight when Van Buren police got a call from someone living in Kansas worried their family member was being held against her will in Van Buren.
The caller had stated to us that, the person holding this person against their will had already committed a homicide.
When police arrived to the residence, they found the woman in question okay and brought 4 people, including her, to the station for questioning. Statements from the suspects led officers to find the bodies of the Carpenters buried in a shallow grave in a dried-up creek. Van Buren police, along with Crawford County deputies and Kansas law enforcement, are all working together to unravel this case.
This is a difficult case because we have some jurisdictional difficulties here. We have a crime that occurred in another state, and then we also have crimes that have occurred here in Van Buren. The travel was done through an RV to Van Buren, so we have basically a mobile crime scene that we have to process.
Police believe the Carpenters were killed in Kansas on Saturday, and the suspects traveled to Crawford County and dumped the couple's bodies several days later on Monday. They say the suspects were staying with a family member in Van Buren. Police determined one of the 4 questioned was a victim and witness. The other 3, Rusty Frazier, Michael Fowler, and Kimberly Younger, were arrested. They're in the Crawford County Jail, each facing charges of abuse of a corpse, felony theft of property, and tampering with physical evidence. They could face possible murder charges in Kansas since investigators say that's where the couple was killed. Well, no official motive has been released at this time, but police do believe that theft may be a factor. Live in Crawford County, Megan Kee, 4029 News.
Wow. All right, Megan Kee, thank you so much. Officers are now sending those bodies to the state crime lab for analysis.
Now, new tonight, a Wichita neighbor of that couple speaking out today to our sister station.
Yes, firefighters tell me that someone threw their fireworks in what used to be a trash can. The fire then started out here and traveled up the house into the attic where you see that gaping hole. Now, the problem is the smoke detectors didn't sound off until the fire reached inside the home.
It happened about 2:30 in the morning, and it was able to climb the privacy fence, get in the soffit, and the attic was, very involved. Before the family ever woke up or knew anything was happening.
No one was injured in this fire, but it could have been much worse. Springdale emergency crews responded to at least 5 4th of July fires caused by people improperly disposing of fireworks. These are pictures taken during some of those fires. Firefighters tell us most happened outside of homes, with some garages and nearby cars catching on fire. These fires are common this time of year, but it's a different type of fire to fight.
Oftentimes folks will also store lawn mowing equipment, gas cans, oily rags, other things close to their trash receptacles, and that complicates things.
Fireworks are very complex, made up of many layers of paper and cardboard. Firefighters tell us it's very easy for embers to keep burning and hard to detect from the outside. They say the main mistake people make is not allowing fireworks to cool down long enough before throwing them away.
At least wait 30 minutes before approaching the fireworks, then douse them with water, whether it's a bucket or a fire hose or water hose. And then if you don't have that water available, you need to let it sit overnight until you can get to it the next day, and at that point douse it in the water if it's available, and then put it in a trash receptacle.
Well, the Springdale Fire Department posted on Facebook overnight. They say they're launching a campaign about fireworks safety, how to safely light fireworks and dispose of them. Live in Springdale, Megan Kee, 4029 News.
A deadly car crash claimed the life of a 9-year-old girl. A new guardrail is up on one winding road in Benton County. And 4029's Megan Kee is live for us on Calface Road. with the steps that residents there took to make sure that the community was safer. Megan, you also spoke to a man who fell victim to that infamous curve.
Yes, Allison, 88-year-old Bunky Boger was driving on Calface Road 4 years ago when he lost control of his car, veered off the road, and went down a hill.
And they pushed us. We went clear to the bottom of the hill. And he lost his arm. Pablo lost his arm in there.
Bunky's friend was transported to a hospital in Missouri, and Bunky had to get 17 stitches. He and his wife, Connie, reached out to the county judge after his accident and say they got the speed limit reduced to 25 miles per hour. Most recently on Father's Day, a family of 5 was driving home from Beaver Lake and crashed into a tree. A 9-year-old girl died and 2 of her siblings were sent to the hospital. The children's mother was driving at the time and was arrested and charged with negligent homicide and a DWI, among other charges. After the crash, neighbors decided enough was enough and reached out to local officials.
We wrote a letter to Sean Holloway, the sheriff. We wrote a letter to Steve Womack, the county judge. My friend Ruth wrote a letter also. She sent her letters in on Tuesday, and by Thursday she got a response that the guardrail was going up. And by that weekend, the guardrail was up.
Well, we got it done pretty quickly because unfortunately there was an accident out there. And what I've learned is that there had been other accidents previously before when I took office. And so if that's something that we can do to help create a safer situation, we'll go ahead and do that.
Well, neighbors say that the main problem here on Calface Road is speed. People driving too fast through here, and hope that in the future people will slow down. Live in Benton County, Megan Key, 4029 News.